getting really comfortable there, you know what I'm saying? I'm joking, I'm being serious.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Okay. At this time, I would like to call the regular meeting to order. Clerk of the board, please call the roll.
Arencibia,
Present.
Emerald, Lopez Zepeda,
Present.
Solis,
Present.
Aguirre.
Here.
This is a point of the agenda where members of the public may address the board on matters posted for the special meeting and in accordance with Government Code Section 54954.3, subsection A. The board will provide an opportunity for members of the public to directly address the legislative body concerning any item that has been described in the notice for the meeting before or during consideration of that item. Each person wishing to address an item on the meeting notice in closed session will have 2 minutes to do so.
There are no speakers.
If there is no further communication, I will recess this meeting for the consideration of the following closed session items as posted on the meeting notice. Item 1, student, expulsions suspended, expulsions reinstatements. Education Code Section 48916 through 48918, students identified by case and ID number. Item 2, public employee discipline dismissal release, Government Code Section 54957. Item 3, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, paragraph 2 of subdivision D of Government Code Section 54956.9. Item 4, conference with labor negotiator, Government Code Section 54957.6. We will now adjourn to closed session. Good afternoon. At this meeting, I would like to reconvene the regular board meeting. Clerk of the board, please call roll.
Arencibia?
Present.
Emerald? Lopez?
Here.
Lopez Zepeda?
Here.
Solis?
Present.
Aguirre?
Here.
Flores?
Here.
We will now hold a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The board met in closed session preceding this meeting to discuss the following issues. Item 1, student expulsion suspended, expulsions reinstatements, Education Code Section 48916 through 48918, students identified by case and ID number. Item 2, public employee discipline, dismissal, release, Government Code Section 54957. Item 3, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, paragraph 2 of subdivision D of Government Code Section 54956.9. Item 4, conference with labor negotiator, Government Code Section 54957.6. The board took the following action. Moved by Arancibia, second by Emerald, to approve the reinstatement of one student with a vote of Arancibia yes, Emerald yes, Lopez Zepeda yes, Solis yes. At this time, I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda for the August 11, 2025 regular board meeting. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Flores?
Yes.
Arencibia?
Yes.
Emerald?
Yes.
Lopez?
Yes.
Lopez Zepeda?
Yes.
Solis?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
We will now have a message from Superintendent Dr. Moises Aguirre.
Thank you, President Lopez Zepeda. Good evening and buenas tardes to everybody. Welcome to our August 11th meeting of the Board of Education. We have now been in session since July 23rd, and we are getting into our daily routines. Here are some updates since our last meeting of the Board of Education. Number of staff here at the district met with the City of Chula Vista to support their efforts at implementing an electric bicycle regulation along with other modes of electric transportation. Attended the Taste of Eastlake event where funds are raised to support, among other things, scholarships for students who attend the Eastlake area schools. Attended a press conference to support Options Middle College, which is a new offering that we will have. And classes begin tomorrow there since we aligned our start of the school with Southwestern Community College. Also an opportunity to attend open house at San Isidro High School. And just this morning, I had an opportunity to attend the inaugural Mexico-California Opportunities Forum for Higher Education, which was convened by Assemblymember David Alvarez. Just wanted to recognize everybody who was there, including Assemblymember David Alvarez, UCSD Chancellor Pradeep Khosla, San Diego State President Adela de la Torre, Southwestern Community College President Mark Sanchez, as well as many other CSU, UC, and community college representatives, as well as a very robust delegation from Mexico universities. The university presidents were there from UNAM, which is the Universidad Nacional Autónoma de Mexico, UABCS, which is the Universidad Autónoma de Baja California, TEC, Tecnológico de Monterrey, CETIS, as well as many other institutions of higher learning throughout the country. The overall goal was to bring institutions of higher learning together for dialogue and to build a better understanding amongst our institutions. And so with that, gracias por la oportunidad de servir and looking forward to a productive board meeting.
Thank you. We will now have a message from Ms. Elizabeth Flores, Student Board Representative.
Thank you, President Lopez Zepeda. Good morning, parents, staff, students, and members of our community. Thank you all for being here on this beautiful Monday evening. On August 5th, I had the absolute pleasure of hosting my first meeting with the ASB President's Council, which includes the ASB presidents from all high schools in our district. I learned and gathered information surrounding current events, concerns, and happenings that have taken place within the first couple weeks of the school year on several of our district's campuses. To begin, I was informed by several ASB presidents of the overwhelming positive feedback and engagement that was received from our District Spirit Week, Universally Together. Many students were featured on school's official ASB Instagrams, as well as participated in lunchtime activities, which significantly encouraged student engagement. This Spirit Week provided an excellent opportunity to welcome new students into the SUHSD community while showcasing the vibrant culture thriving across our campuses. As for student involvement and feedback, many members of the council shared that their school's ASBs have implemented Google Forms or suggestion boxes in order to gather feedback and insights directly from their student body. A recurring theme found in these responses is concerns surrounding bathrooms and bathroom usage during and after school hours. Certain schools reported that they often find their restrooms in dirty conditions or without soap or working faucets. There is also an occurrence of water bottle station filters not being changed regularly and leading to murky flowing water. There are often few bathrooms open during school hours, which leads to long lines as well as time constraints for those utilizing restrooms. Additionally, with the start of fall sports, schools like Bonita Vista, Mar Vista, and Hilltop High have reported crowded bathrooms after school as students change into athletic gear for practice. A potential solution to this issue is to provide students with access to PE locker rooms after school, as well as prior to on-campus practices. The issues concerning bathrooms on campus are far from unprecedented. These complications often stem from the lack of staff availability to monitor bathrooms during school hours. While this is understandable, this situation must be addressed at a deeper level. Our children already encounter the high amount of responsibility and stress that coincides with being a student and attending school. No student should have to worry about missing significant class time or being unable to meet a basic human need during the school day. On the other hand, in addition to increased student engagement as a result of the District Spirit Week, there are several campus clubs that I would like to acknowledge for making a positive impact in the short period of time since school has begun. The Class of 26 Club at several school sites, have already hosted successful and extremely enjoyable senior sunrise events filled with catering, games, and other activities for their soon-to-be graduating seniors. In addition, cultural clubs such as Black Student Union and MECHA have already begun to assert prominence in their support for all cultures and ethnic identities on campus. Events and clubs such as these create atmospheres where students feel honored, comfortable, and most importantly, at home. On behalf of the student body of the Sweetwater Union High School District, I'd like to express my gratitude for the opportunity to voice the feelings of myself and my fellow students. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving along, item D1, conduct a public hearing and adopt resolution number 4981, assurance of sufficient availability of textbooks and/or instructional materials, and assurance that the core curriculum is aligned to state content standards. I will now open the public hearing. Boom. Are there any speakers?
There are no speakers.
Okay, the public hearing is now closed. Do I have a motion to adopt resolution number 4981?
So moved.
Second.
Flores,
Yes.
Arencibia,
Yes.
Emerald,
Yes.
Lopez,
Yes.
Lopez Ojeda,
Yes.
Solis.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Item D2, this is a point on the agenda where members of the public may address the board on any matter not on the agenda and have 3 minutes each to do so. Pursuant to board bylaw, the board may limit the time for public comment on any single topic to 20 minutes per topic. The Board of Trustees cannot legally take action on or respond to matters that not posted on the public agenda, but will refer the matter to the superintendent's office for review and report. Speakers shall refrain from using profanity and shall speak in a respectful manner. Thank you for your cooperation. Clerk of the board, do we have any
Yes.
speakers?
First speaker is Kathleen Cheers.
Good evening. Due to the turmoil associated with the federal government's involvement in education as a whole, as well as curriculum and program funding perpetuated by the White House, I would like to respectfully recommend to Dr. Aguirre the following: a yearly State of the Union meeting, which could be attended or viewed on YouTube. While we hopefully only have 3 more long years of the dysfunction in D.C. to endure, I am of the opinion such a yearly State of the Union presentation would do much to communicate the current state, priorities, general overview of the budget, and future plans of the district. In the tradition of taking lemons and turning them into lemonade, it would be a worthwhile tradition begun under your tenure. Hopefully you will consider this recommendation. My second item, last month, I believe it was last month, though it seems like he has been there for 6 years versus 6 months already, Trump announced he was going to be investing heavily into the trades. Is this district aware of this? Is it true, or is it simply hyperbole? As my daughters can bear witness to, I am known for beating a dead horse to death. So again, I am bringing forward a recommendation that we turn an existing campus into a full-blown trades hub: electrical, drywall, plumbing, painting, HVAC, appliance repair. Dr. Aguirre, I read your comment regarding dwindling ADA in the article in the Voice of San Diego. I think of the additional student base we would draw. I've spoken to many, many people, and hundreds. We would draw hundreds, which equates to money. It is going to take an investment, but I believe our students are worthy of it. At the cost of college right now, and based on our community and the needs. And to quote Matty Adato this morning, tell Moises, has he tried to hire a plumber lately? Thank you very much.
Giselle Guzman.
Did I just start talking?
Yes.
Hi.
Fix the mic so it's coming right up to your mouth.
There we go.
Okay. Hi, I'm Giselle Guzman, and I'm a junior at Eastlake High. I enjoy the band program at my school immensely, even as it has faced chronic instability since directors leave or get removed year after year. I'm sure some of you have to be aware of Miss Elisa Van Ginkel, and even though she has broken Eastlake's curse as she returns for her second year here, I cannot help but feel immense disappointment in the leadership of my own school district for allowing her to stay. To say I am outraged is an understatement. Does your mission statement, where you expressed intentions for a safe, inclusive, collaborative culture, suddenly not apply in this situation? Miss Elisa Van Ginkel's behavior directly contrasts those values, yet it seems nothing will ever change at Eastlake. This feels like blatant apathy towards the very students entrusted in your care. And as one of those students, I can say with confidence that you, the district, have abandoned us. This display of indifference is absolutely appalling to me, and I am in disbelief that you have been letting this happen for so long. Miss Elisa Van Ginkel has no problem showing her own students the worst of herself as she manipulates, lies, threatens, and intimidates members. She is draining the life and comfort from this program and making so many of us feel unsafe within her presence. Her interpersonal skills are terrible. She has used profanity, specifically the F word, on students more than once. She is petty and immature and drags students, such as myself, into her conflicts with other adults. She has failed to control her temper for months, and she was even suspended previously for her behavior. She has intimidated and even threatened murder to a student, which are violations of SUHSD's policy 5145.3, non-discrimination/harassment, which begins with, the governing board prohibits intimidation or harassment of any student by any employee, student, or other person in the district. This leaves me to ask what happened to the investigation. Why has she been deemed fit to return? I hope that for the sake of your integrity, it was a genuine misunderstanding which led to her being able to return to Eastlake, because since she has been back, things have gotten so much worse concerning the future of our program. She is also actively hurting the success of our program. She refuses to allow our texts into rehearsals who are crucial to our understanding of technique, music, and skill. She has no problem threatening to remove entire sections of students from performances, and on the second day of school, July 25th, 2025, threatened to completely dissolve the band's leadership team over her own paranoias. And may I remind you, leadership is running much of the program since Ms. Van Ginkel is essentially a new director due to her long suspension. Her clear lack of knowledge for her job and the flaws in her mentality are truly bringing a bad name to Eastlake's band program. How many more incidents will it take before you remove her, and how much worse will you allow her to get before you finally set a boundary? I understand the more pressing matters, and I understand your need to balance priorities. What I do not understand is your enabling of Miss Van Ginkel's behavior, and although most of her problems are within her personality, I would like to remind you her personality flaws are affecting us as students. People are beginning to lose faith in this program that once brought life to so many, and it sickens me to watch it crumble. Thank you.
Thank you for
Lisboa Ramos.
Hello, I am speaking on behalf of a fellow colleague, Joan Allegre. Good evening, Sweetwater Union High School District Board of Trustees. My name is Joan, the band president of Eastlake High School Titan Regiment. Thank you for giving me the space to share my thoughts, and I apologize for not being able to be there this evening. However, my absence this evening cannot hold back how disappointed and upset I am with our current situation with our current band director. And I feel that for the betterment of the program, all past alumni, current and upcoming members, and their parents cannot let this problem of toxic emotional influence fester any longer. I myself have fallen victim to her emotionally manipulative ways. 2 weeks ago, she left a fellow leader and I in charge of rehearsal and short of her absence, leaving no lesson plan. This has forced us to hurriedly scratch up a schedule for it. However, instead of taking the reins after her return, she instead continued to have this leader and I continue leading the rehearsal. She made suggestions to us about what to do to help the students, but being inexperienced in properly teaching a rehearsal, we told her we had no grasp of how much time was left, as we were not allowed on our phones during rehearsal time, and we will consider it for the future. From that moment forward, instead of guiding us as her title suggests, she refuses to give us any help, passively aggressively stating, quote unquote, you guys figure it out, and telling another student that she was quote unquote peed off at us, which ultimately left my partner and I in confusion. After rehearsal ended, she lectured my partner and I strongly about how we were taking over her job, how we were rebelling against her, and that we needed to quote unquote let her do her job. I left that meeting crying, breaking down after doing what I thought was best for my peers in the program. Never have I seen such manipulation of emotions from my previous instructors of the past 3 years. It is even more heartbreaking that upon hearing about how upset I was, she attempted to console me as if attempting to win me back onto her side. That did nothing to help. In fact, I felt more of a disposable resource at her whim than a student. This in the environment that not only I have to suffer under, but my leadership team I lead and the entire ensemble too, under her supposed quote-unquote guidance. Her treatment of students is absolutely unacceptable, as no student in any brand program should feel this way. The way that she makes students feel has been plaguing morale and destroying trust between every member, their parents, and the director herself. As the head of the Titan Regiment, I now call upon the board for help. For too long, she has made us keep our mouths shut with threats of punishment via removal of competitions and opportunities. For too long, she has endangered the safety of both myself and the members of the band. For the best interests of the program and the legacy it has carried, I call upon more steps to be taken for a removal, to investigate and consider the well-being of the program, with and without her, to provide us with an adequate teacher to help us maintain a safe environment for all members to achieve our goals, and to end these issues holding us back this past year and a half. Thank you.
Mateo Martinez Perez.
Good afternoon, Sweetwater Union High School District Board of Trustees. My name is Mateo Martinez, a senior and one of the Eastlake Titan Regiment section leaders and director of morale and activities. I want to thank you for giving us the space to express our concerns today. I understand that it is not new information to you that the program members, along with the parents, have been expressing their concerns about our current band director, Elisa Van Ginkel. There is no more information that I can give you, except the fact that it just isn't tolerable anymore. Our leadership has been struggling for months on end trying to make this work. However, every time we really attempt to make this work, she proves us correct every time that it just feels simply impossible. This program is not only creating a hostile environment and tense environment with her around, hence her incredibly inappropriate behavior, language, and complete disregard for student safety, but as a draining emotional torment, especially for our student leadership. As a student leader myself, these past couple of months, and quite frankly the past year that she's been around, has felt like a huge burden on me. It's been affecting my academics, my personal life, and the way that I interact with my peers around me in this program. I feel like I'm constantly trying to keep them in the best shape and best behavior as to not put them in a dangerous position with our teacher. In previous months, she has told me directly that it is my responsibility as a student leader to keep my section members in check so that she would not have to use her anger issues against them. Shortly after, she threatened one of my section members, and the guilt has never left my system, no matter how many times I try to shake the thought that her emotions are not something that I can control. Every time she raises her voice, has a visible frustration, or like a few days ago when she yelled at her physically disabled student for not moving fast enough, I feel drowned in guilt, only thinking of how I could have prevented it. I am exhausted of walking on eggshells for a director who is supposed to encourage us to love one another and be kind with one another. We ask you to please do something and help us out of our situation. We come here and are putting ourselves and our positions as student leadership at insane risk, as she has asked us not to report her, otherwise there would be consequences. In desperate hopes that you see our situation and please think about your students. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Elizabeth Luensing.
Good evening, President Lopez Cepeda, Superintendent Dr. Aguirre, and members of the board. I'm Elizabeth Luensing Garcia, President of the Sweetwater Counseling and Guidance Association. This year, for my open communication on behalf of SCGA, I'd like to share 3, 2, 1. 3 celebrations, 2 areas that need attention, and 1 compliment of our colleagues. Our 3 celebrations. Celebration number 1, counselors across the district are actively planning to incorporate californiacolleges.edu resources into their classroom lessons as part of the CCGI initiative. This will help students better connect with their academic choices with college and career goals. Celebration number 2, at Olympian and Hilltop High Schools, counselors are partnering with Southwestern College to pilot the Slate online registration platform for the 2nd year. This is streamlining the onboarding process and increasing opportunities for students to participate in dual enrollment courses. And celebration number 3. Despite enrollment fluctuations and staffing changes, all sites met the Day 10 master schedule deadline. This is a direct reflection of the commitment and adaptability, of our school counselors and our site teams. I also want to bring 2 areas to your attention. Area of attention number 1, follow-up data from the last board meeting. FAFSA and A through G completion data requested during the approval of the CARPE collaboration during the July board meeting was emailed to all of you. I encourage a deeper conversation about how these numbers connect to the effectiveness of our investments. Area of attention number 2, impact of enrollment declines. So we've seen an increase in excess counselors resulting in split assignments due to lower enrollment, which has implications for counselor availability and student access to services. Many of these counselors who are accessed have worked in our district and have served our students for decades. And finally, 1 important compliment. I want to thank Dr. Aguirre, Dr. Gavin from HR, and Ms. Carbuccia from Legal for collaborating with SCGA and site administrators to support counselors who have unfortunately been accessed due to loss of enrollment. We look forward to our continued partnership to make this challenging situation more manageable. As we move forward, I remain committed to working with all of you to ensure every student in our district receives the academic, college, and career and social emotional support they deserve. Thank you.
Thank you.
No further speakers.
Ms. Pizzero, with regards to the student speakers that we had here, sorry. I'm so not good at tech, I apologize. In terms of the student speakers that were here, can we have them send over to us or to you or to somebody or the soup their actual statements? Because I would like to have them noted for the record, please. And if you all, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of you are here. Please come over and talk to Ms. Vicedo and get the email, because I want an email from each one of you if you want to, right? Because I get the feeling that some of you want to say, but you're afraid to speak. Please send them over to her, okay? And before we're going to close up the open session, right, where you can speak. But if you want that information, please get an email from Ms. Vicedo, and then that way we have a log of what's going on, okay? Thank you very much. And strength, okay? We're going to get through, promise you.
Again, thank you for sharing. Are we ready? Okay. So now we're going to move on to F3, report on board requests.
No, ma'am, you need to set the consent agenda first.
Oh. I already turned that page.
Sorry.
Sorry.
We could approve every item individually if you like.
Clerk of the board, will you please read the items being pulled from the consent agenda?
The following items are pulled: F3 by staff, G5 by the public, H1 by Dr. Arencibia, I5 by the public, J4 by the public, L1 by the public, N1 by the public, O1 by staff, and O3 by the public.
Alrighty, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
Second.
Oh,
Dr.
If they-
Arencibia?
if you have just one rep that wants to take my business card, if you just have one of you, my email's on here. Yeah, just one of you could take this, my email's on here, and then you can share it with everybody, okay?
Perfect.
Thank you. My apologies. We had a motion and a second, correct?
Yes, we did.
Thank you. Flores,
Yes.
Arencibia,
Yes.
Emerald,
Yes.
Lopez,
Yes.
Lopez Zepeda,
Yes.
Solis.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Alrighty. Turn the page again. Item F3, report on board requests for information and policy direction to staff and board communication. Go ahead.
I'd like to actually say a couple of things. I went to Bonita Vista's Vocal Music Department 60th anniversary, and I presented our resolution. I was astounded. There was 320 people there, alumni, and I was one of them. My kid was one of them. My newly graduated kid, eldest, was one of them as well, an alumni. It was really emotional and beautiful. I want to commemorate the organizing committee that ranged from folks like Errol Sugapong to Ms. Hobson to Ms. Sugapong and Mr. Atwood that came in and actually organized the whole thing. It was amazing. We had food that we all paid for, and we had churros. That was really, really wonderful. But also, it was important to recognize all of the directors, including Mr. Ron Bowles and Ms. Raina Bowles. I had an amazing time, and presenting it was really an honor and coming full circle with that. The other thing I want to say is, my kid goes to college next week, and they're leaving town. They're going to go to a university. And it's a testament to what we've done as a district to see the kids moving on, but it's also making sure that we continue to help our students be able to achieve their goals in ways that they feel, that they can do it. And I got two different kids. I got a yin and a yang, very, very opposite sides of the coin. But I think we have to help all kids be able to get to those goals. They're both very, very smart. They do well in school, but they approach things very, very differently. And I think we have to be willing to meet our students halfway in each one of the cases. So thank you for the board for the resolution for Bonita Vista High School. And thank you folks over there at Bonita, at all the organizers and stuff for the vocal music groups. It was an honor to present. And thank you, everyone here, as we begin the semester, the teachers and counselors and support staff and administrators for what you're doing, because I think it's often a thankless task, those of us that are really working. So in the trenches, so thank you for what you're doing, because you're making these experiences and the futures happen. I thank you so much. That's it.
Okay. Anyone else?
Sure. Thank you, President Lopez Cepeda. I wanted to say thank you to all the administrators, the teachers, counselors for the start of the school year. I was able to make it to National City Middle open house, and that was fantastic. I had a lot of parents. It was great. And I'm going to try to make it to SUHI and Granger and Chula Vista the next coming weeks. And I want to thank the students for coming, and I wanted to say I'm sorry for you feeling this way. You shouldn't have to be feeling this way. So Dr. Aguirre, I know Mr. Arencibia, Dr. Arencibia already wants to get their information, but if we could really get to the bottom of this, because that's just not right. And students shouldn't have to feel this way. It breaks my heart. Yeah. So let's make sure we we get to the bottom of this and fix this. Okay, thank you.
No?
Ditto. I think that you moved all of us. So thank you for coming, and never be shy about coming to this board and expressing what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, and what changes you think are important to make your campus someplace that's inviting, that's not threatening, and a place where you can keep moving forward in your education and in your emotional development. So, ditto.
Okay.
If I may, I forgot one thing. I wanted to thank Mrs. Cheers for her suggestions. If we could look into the state of the district, I think it'd be good to get the information out with all the stuff that's happening. And the trades school, since we lost quite a bit of students, if we can start looking into that. Thank you.
Campus.
Thank you. Campus, yes.
Okay. Again, students, thank you for sharing. You are my school. I will be visiting Eastlake this week. Okay? It's very important to hear your voice, as well as your parents and staff and teachers and administrators. Okay? We are here. I am personally here because of my interest in students. And I know that's probably all of us. So again, thank you for sharing. Ms. Cheers, those are excellent ideas. Thank you for sharing. I attended the Options Middle College High School press conference. That was amazing because part of it is walking into those classrooms and the facilities that are set up at Southwestern College for this middle college was amazing. I don't know if you know, I'm a retired teacher, and walking into those classrooms, I said, I want to go back. I want to be unretired and go back to teaching because it was fabulous. And the connection between Southwestern College and the middle college and the opportunities that the students are having or going to have starting tomorrow is unbelievable. I hope more people take advantage of that opportunity. And that's all I'm going to share for now. Okay? And we're going to move on to item G5.
I have one speaker, Kathleen Cheers.
Respectfully, because the students haven't been here before, they might not know that they can leave. I'm sure they have homework and stuff, just a suggestion. I have listened to past meeting comments by the gentleman spearheading this much-needed program and believe it is money well spent. As the eldest sister of a brother serving life without possibility of parole, I cannot tell you how many times my brother has shared, if only. Not for himself, but for the many, many young, I mean young men, entering the system with a life sentence in their late teens and early 20s. Surely providing a mentor who cares enough to meet and offer guidance will result in better choices, not only in the classroom, but at home and in society. So many of our youth today are void of goals. They have dreams, however, lack tools to turn dreams into reality. I am also impressed with the fact that this program, Boys to Men, sends its representative to speak and share its story, unlike others we never see or hear from, but yet we fund. One question, as a feminist, is there who burned her bra back in the 60s? Is there an intention to also offer this that was a thing, truly it was a thing. Truly, it was. I'm not just saying that. Is there an intention to also offer this program to our young female students in the near future? Because I believe they too would benefit from it. Thank you very much.
No further speakers.
On that note, Ms. Cheers, they just developed the female portion of Boys to Men. So that is in the works. Okay. Motion, please?
So, second?
Flores,
Yes.
Arencibia, Emerald,
Yes.
Lopez,
Yes.
Lopez Cepeda,
Yes.
Solis.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you. Item H1, pulled by Dr. Arancibia.
Oh, this is me. pulled it. But you need to let me know, Deanna, otherwise I forget these things. No, what I wanted to say was, I know how important import is. What is concerning to me is the rising cost of import. And I need them to, I don't know what I need to do. I think what I need to do is on the dines, I need to say, we have to remind them that we're not a private company, that we are an LEA or whatever, an education institution that needs to get some kind of respite or a break from the price. And I want it noted on the record because $3 million over 3 years, and I get it, it's over 3 years, it's still a substantial amount. And I know I'm going to get somebody saying, but if we used PeopleSoft, no, if we used PeopleSoft, it would have been even more expensive. I just want to be able to manage what we have and be able to negotiate as best as we can. And with that, I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
May I just chime in? I think the record will show that I had concerns about all of the adjustments to the contract and the rising cost of it as well, and I agree that we really do need to look into this and make sure that we're not being, had here. We really need to watch this, so thank you.
Flores?
Yes.
Arencibia?
Yes.
Emerald?
Yes.
Lopez?
Yes.
Lopez Cepeda?
Yes.
Solis?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you. Moving along to item I-5, pulled by the public.
I have one speaker, Kathleen Cheers.
The message regarding adult ed coming out of Washington, D.C. can best be described as troubling with a heavy dose of confusing. 2 questions. Have we received the federal adult ed funding? If not, will the $10 million carryover be used to offset the lack of funding? The lack of understanding of importance of adult ed is beyond my comprehension. Are we not better as a society when we focus on learning at all ages, especially for the demographics that this, in our area, addresses? Our Montgomery community, which I am a part of, like San Ysidro or National City, is heavily invested in this worthwhile program, and the communities are concerned about the viability of adult ed if the focus is taken off its importance. I was approached at Vaughan somehow or another, my community knows I've got a big mouth, and asked to ask you to please let them know what's going on. Thank you very much.
Do we
No
have a
further
response?
speakers.
Okay. Dr. Aguirre?
Thank you, President Lopez Cepeda. So for this question, I'll ask Dr. Sokol to provide an update that we heard coming out of the administration, because that was part of the overall freeze that the federal administration had. There was a component of it that was related to the adult school programs. Having said that, the bigger picture, I think it's fair to characterize as a lot of lacking of clarity coming out from the administration. From our perspective, we're trying to bring as much stability to the program as possible. But there is some information that, since our last board meeting came out, so I'll ask Dr. Sokol to share kind of what was the latest and whether or not those funds have been released. Dr. Sokol?
Thank you, Dr. Aguirre, and good evening, everyone. So in regards to the question for 24-25, the impoundment or the freeze of the funds, that was specific to that year. That included our title monies, also our WIOA and Perkins, which is part of the adult school. The latest update is that those funds will be released. Again, those already incurred costs for prior year. We typically file claims to get those monies back. The question is for 25-26. That's what we're going to be monitoring to see what's going to be in the federal budget. So we are starting a budget cycle. It was included in the budget that was adopted back in June, assuming those funds would be there. It's about $1.2 million for adult school. So we will wait to see, or not. If not, then it will, to your point, will need to come out of that reserve because we've already got staff costs. We've got some considerations that will be accounted for. So it would be the reserve more than likely. The particular agenda item that was referenced here, however, is not out of those specific funds. It is paid out of the state funding.
Thank you. Motion, please?
Move to approve.
Second.
Flores?
Yes.
Arencibia?
Yes.
Emerald? Lopez?
Yes.
Lopez Cepeda?
Yes.
Solis?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you. Moving along to J4.
I have one speaker, Kathleen Cheers.
That time of year again when Mrs. Cheers questions the transfers between budgets. You know me so well, Mr. Solis. Allow me to begin by reminding the district we, the general public, would much appreciate a key at the bottom of the first attachment identifying the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7,000 column headings. Additionally, the second budget transfer detail report indicates, for example, if you'd like to turn to the second attachment, totals being transferred out of books and supplies only to be transferred into books and supplies, for example, $1,500. Taken out of 8737-9-1 only to be transferred into 8737-9-2. Additionally, midway down the first page, we have 105,866 transferred out of books and supplies and placed into services and other operating. The top of the second page, books and supplies transfers out 10,875 only to be put in books and supplies right below it. No key provided. I'm the first one to admit I am no numbers brainiac. I'm reminding you all I went to Catholic school 60 or 70 years ago. The nuns not believing my future goals of wife or nun would necessitate a deep math understanding. I would, however, on behalf of all the non-numbers brainiacs, appreciate keys identifying where, from, and where to. If, for example, those services, the monies are being transferred out of our salaries, wouldn't it be more transparent to simply put them in that fund to begin with? Thank you very much.
Dr. Aguirre?
Thank you. I'll ask Dr. Sokol to respond to this inquiry. Dr. Sokol.
Thank you. So in regards to the budget transfers report, and I do notice that on here because there's typically a key that references those 1,000s, 2,000s, so we'll double check to ensure that that's on there. But a lot of the movements, particularly those around instructional materials, there have been several agenda items that we've been working with Dr. Alvarez. So it could be an alignment because a lot of it is licenses there's a different object code. So it may have been earmarked under books and supplies, but we've now done licenses, so that needs to be a transfer. So that's why you see the ins and outs. Could also be that it may be different cost centers. In this report, in accordance with Ed Code, we're only looking at object codes. So that's why it may have that appearance of the plus and minus within the same thing, because it doesn't get to that granular level.
All righty, a motion for J4?
So moved.
Flores?
Yes.
Arencibia?
Yes.
Emerald?
Yes.
Lopez?
Yes.
Lopez Cepeda?
Yes.
Solis?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Moving along, we're going to go to item L1, pulled by the public.
One speaker, Kathleen Cheers.
I remember the board meeting when the contracting firm representative from Conan shared that they had never done a football field before. I saw Trustee Solis's eyes focused dead on my face, thinking to himself, oh God, this lady's gonna go postal. I will admit that comment about sent me over the edge. I had endured the total failure of the Hilltop Field project, a contractor I had spoken against day one due to lack of experience. The then board, emphasis on then, chose to ignore my warnings, resulting in one of the biggest expensive failures Sweetwater has ever expended taxpayer dollars on. Tonight, I'd like to publicly recognize the lack of change orders submitted by Conan on all of the projects on this agenda item. While the projects are not completed, undoubtedly under the watchful eye of Ms. Quirk and her excellent team, these projects will result in quality paired with fiscal responsibility. It appears the word of the Conan representative has been honored and should be publicly acknowledged. Thank you.
Thank you. Motion for L1?
So moved.
Second.
Flores?
Yes.
Arencibia?
Yes.
Emerald?
Yes.
Lopez?
Yes.
Lopez Cepeda?
Yes.
Solis?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you. Moving to item N1, pulled by the public.
I have one speaker, Kathleen Cheers.
For some reason, I've been banned to comment on Instagram. I think it might have something to do with my comments about a certain person in DC. I don't know why. I had my daughters, they came over yesterday to help me with their father, and they attempted to get me back on Instagram and said, Mom, I don't know who you pissed off, but evidently it was pretty bad. I raise this to say that AI is now and it is the future. And I was extremely impressed by seeing this agenda item. But what I was most impressed about was the student confidentiality that was worded into it. I think that's extremely important. And as it's progressing at such a fast pace, I would just like to say that it's great to know that with with Ms. Carbuccia and Dr. Winters knowing that they're targeted on this issue is very comforting. I also would like to recommend that at some point, you know, you put these things in words and parents don't read them. You know, not many people have such boring lives as I do to sit down and read through this stuff. Maybe you might want to include a presentation on AI and what you're going to do so that any parents listening could learn from it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No further speakers?
All right. Motion for N1?
So moved.
Second?
Flores?
Yes.
Arencibia?
Yes.
Emerald?
Yes.
Lopez?
Yes.
Lopez Cepeda?
Yes.
Solis?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Okay. Moving to motion on that item O1.
This is pulled by staff so that Mr. Solis can abstain.
Okay. I move the item.
Second.
Flores?
Yes.
Arencibia?
Yes.
Emerald? Yes. Lopez?
Yes.
Lopez Cepeda?
Yes.
Solis?
Abstain.
Motion passes 4 yes, 1 abstention.
Okay. Item O3, moved by the public.
I have one speaker, Kathleen Shears.
We may get out of here by 7. Respectfully, month after month, as I study the agenda item, I'm always grateful. After the many days of researching and reviewing, I see the O's. As you all know, I start as soon as you guys hit that post button, I'm on it. It communicates to me, finally, I'm at the end. I always review them and bear witness to their importance. However, again, respectfully, Friday evening I gave pause when I read this one and reflected, wondering if our students have any understanding of the meaning behind this agenda item. Therefore, again, since recommendations is what we old folks do, I'd like to recommend that in regards to items like this, the district does more as it relates to our students. I would like to recommend every school site at the beginning of a day that month, perhaps the ASB president for that school, could speak to their fellow students and reinstill such messages and let them know what you as a board are doing to commemorate whatever it is. While we adults have for far too long taken our liberties for granted, would it not be prudent for students' welfare we share the message personally, not simply in written form, especially with our community and what it's going through? Thank you very much.
No
Thank-
further speakers.
Okay, thank you for your input. Motion for item O3.
So moved.
Second?
Flores?
Yes.
Arencibia?
Yes.
Emerald?
Yes.
Lopez?
Yes.
Lopez Cepeda?
Yes.
Solis?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
And with that, the regular board meeting is now adjourned. Everybody have a great week, and we'll see you next month.